post production offline kita lakukan di sini. Gareth sendiri sebagai editor.
Action!
Good, nice. Be back, please.
Cut-nya cukup cepat, pergerakan fight-nya cukup cepat. Kita banyak ambil medium dan wide supaya keindahan koreografinya juga terlihat.
Itu nyesek itu.
We're still learning as we go along how to make these films, how to do action films. We cut it together and then we'll discuss and we'll figure out, okay, maybe this angle is right for this shot, but then how do we get to our next position? So we look for every possible flaw and every possible positive that we can find in terms of the scene. We had to consider a lot of different things during post-production, one of which was the duration of the film. So one of the things that was in the development stages of the Raid was to kind of make this much more streamlined and much sort of faster paced. And so I kind of had, when I first started post-production on it, I had a key target to reach around about 80 to 85 minutes maximum. Then on the first assembled edit, it came in at around about 1 hour 55. So I knew then that it was never going to be sort of it was never going to reach my original target. So then after sort of doing a lot of fine-tuning, a lot of editing, and then we managed to bring it down to around about 100 minutes total then at the end of the final offline cut of the film.
I think once we were able to start assembling those scenes together with some of the some of the other character moments, dramatic moments, we were able to help Gareth put it together in a way that would enable the film to be ready in time for Toronto in September, which under their post-production schedule wasn't very easy. So basically, while Gareth was still in production, we were advising Gareth day to day on these sequences.
Post-production, proses semuanya dilakukan di Siang Pos, Bangkok. Yang menjadi berbeda di film ini adalah color grading, pewarnaan. Karena story-nya cerita soal penyerbuan ke dalam gedung, di mana gedung itu kumuh, basah, gelap, dark gitu. Akhirnya kita putuskan untuk pewarnaannya lebih cenderung pucat, cenderung basah dan cenderung gelap. Setelah kita coba ternyata cukup nyaman dan kita anggap berhasil, ya kita kemas semuanya dengan warna yang berbeda pada kebanyakan film-film di Asia.
Post-pro is just as important as any other part of the filmmaking process. I mean, so much of the film comes alive when you're doing those final sort of touch-ups to the film. When you watch it, you can see certain areas working, but a lot of it is kind of, still have to use your imagination, still have to kind of figure out how all of this is going to come into place at the end of the day. Because then you've got your online work, which is done by Andy, who did a fantastic job on enhancing all of the practical effects with sort of, very subtle use of CG. And then obviously then the really, really complex sound mix that we had in place then by Fajar and Ogi as well.
Dari sisi sound design itu gue puas sama scene yang spy hole gitu, karena itu di situ kita harus menciptakan suasana ketegangan bahwa polisinya terpojok gitu ya. Itu lumayan rumit.
Tweaking sih lebih.
Di sana kita harus rekaman Foley lagi, kita harus ngisi sound effects lagi, kayak contohnya suara tembakan polisi gitu. Kita coba beberapa kali tuh nggak bagus-bagus gitu. Akhirnya wah kayaknya sih harus bikin dari nol nih gitu suara senjata polisi gitu.
Ciri khusus pengennya memberikan kayak perasaan terhimpit gitu, sempit sama garang sih.
Di Merantau kita masih banyak pakai organik, suara-suara organik, jadi kayak gitar akustik. Terus kita pakai djembe juga gitu, masih ada suara drum lah gitu ya. Tapi kalau di The Raid kita mau coba untuk full electronic musicnya gitu.
Sebenarnya kita berusaha bereksperimen, bereksplorasi dengan musik kita sendiri untuk menciptakan gaya baru.
Ada satu scene khusus karena di situ kita pengen menggambarkan suasana yang chaotic banget gitu. Jadi instead of kita mainin nada gitar konvensional kayak misalnya nada gitar konvensional, kita cuman memberikan noise yang sangat chaos gitu. Misalnya contohnya kayak gini, suaranya ya hanya suasana chaotic itu kayak misalnya. Jadi nggak ada satu nada khusus gitu.
I tend to think of myself as the audience. What do I want to watch when I'm seeing this movie as well? If I start making something to be like, you know, something that somebody else would like but not me, then like I'm not the right person to be making that film then. So I always kind of try to keep it's what I want to see in the film then. And hopefully there are enough people who are like-minded or enough people who are sick enough that they like watching the same films that I watch.